Hey everybody, Dan again from Deuce the Limit, and we are back for part two. Yes, that's right, part two of 10 artists to watch out for the American Song Contest. Because 10 was not enough. There is so much talent in this competition, so I had to dive deeper into the depths of Spotify and into the depths of YouTube and whatever else places you can find music to bring these 10 artists to you that I also think are going to be quite spectacular once we see them on stage in less than a week and a half. Guys, it is so close. Set your DVRs or whatever devices you're going to use. 8 p.m. East, March 21st is the first final. I cannot wait. So let's get into 10 more artists that I'm looking forward to in just a few weeks. So kicking things off, we're going with Alan Stone, all the way up in the Northwest from the state of Washington, and his song, Consider Me. That will not entrap you, darling, all I ask is you consider me. Song really opens up with just his amazing vocals and a gentle organ, and then starts to add some more elements as it goes. It's a very slow style gospel soul sound, and then the bass and guitar starts to come in, but then when he gets to the chorus for the Consider Me, he goes really high up. And the vocals kind of remind me of like Adam Levine from Maroon 5. He has a really great range, and I think he's going to highlight that at the American Song Contest. Then the second song was called More to Learn, and it featured a couple other artists on it as well. Very similar style, not too much different from Consider Me. Easy kind of listening track. I'd expect whatever kind of song he sends, it's not going to be a dance banger. He's going to send something in this style, which is clearly his style. And I would expect whatever the lyrics are, positive message, good vibes, should be a really attractive entry to a lot of people. Up next, we are taking a trip down the coastline to California for the girl group Sweet Taboo. And the first song I checked out was a song called Lil Bit. This female trio rap group is going to bring the attitude to the American Song Contest. Deep bass with those powerful horns backing it up. It's a super polished, radio-friendly sound, and there aren't too many girl groups in the competition, so they will stand out for sure. The second track was called Used to It, and everything you loved about the first track, Lil Bit, really carries over to the second one. You can replace the horns with kind of an electric piano bell sound. Very, very similar overall. I would be shocked if they send a song that is not like either of these two songs. It feels like this is their sound. This is what they like doing. Something I found interesting was just the drum arrangements and how the drums are used. At times, I kind of felt like there were some early 90s usages of the drums, kind of like something I would hear in like D-Light's Groove is in the Heart. I got that vibe when I heard the song for the first time. I don't know why my brain went there, but I think it was something about the way the bridge in Groove is in the Heart versus this. There were some similarities, but it's just sprinkled in. It still feels modern overall, but just in the drums, sometimes it feels like it's a little bit retro. I mean, I guess if 90s is retro now, I don't know if it is. Leave in the comments below if 90s is retro or not. I have no idea. Next, we're going back up the coastline to Oregon. I don't know. I didn't think this through. We're just covering the West Coast today early. To Oregon, the band is called Courtship, and the song is called 80 in the Friend Zone. This is a really short, barely 2-minute song, just a little over. Indie pop vibes, which I think we could have expected from Oregon. Kind of reminds me of Passion Pit, Postal Service, and yes, a little bit of Owl City, who is one of my personal favorite bands. This band is right up my alley. The vocals have kind of a cool scratchy effect. It's very steady all the way through, very easy to kind of pop along to. And then the second song begs a huge question. It is a cover of Macy Gray's I Try, which was released last year. So I'm guessing they did this cover before ever knowing that they are now competing against Macy Gray. What I hope ends up happening, and this happens in Eurovision sometimes, is Macy Gray and Courtship get together, they have a little jam session, they, do something for social media where they sing together for I Try. I think that would be amazing. Love to see that happen. The cover itself of I Try is really great too. It has kind of that funky deep bass with the high filtered vocals. A+. Really excited to see what this band brings to the AAC. The fourth artist I covered is actually one that was left in the comments of the previous video. So special thanks and shout outs to Vicky for suggesting Jocelyn Anderson, or known as Jocelyn, professionally, from Nebraska. And the first song I took a look at was Good to Be Me. So it starts out just like any other cute little pop number, but right when it hit the chorus is when it really ramps up. It's so easy to get into, so fun. The lyrics, I love the message of this song. It's just about being you, do what you do, be yourself, enjoy your life. It's such a positive message. And then going into the second song, just like everybody else, it's a little slower. It's just her and her guitar. But once again, lyrics driving the same way, live your best life. This kind of music, it's fine if you don't enjoy it or don't listen to it, but I can't really see someone saying, man, I hate this. It's like, do you hate being happy? I guess some people do, but it's just it's such an infectious sound. She seems super sweet. Yeah, I cannot wait to hear what song she sent. What the state Rhode Island lacks in size, it is going to make up with deep, heavy bass from Hoiston Sound and the song Tidal Wave.
Like a tidal wave.
Like I said, this song is driven with the bass with just a little twinkling of a noise, of a kind of chirp noise sound. It's very minimal. A little bit later on, he brings in some choir effects and some piano. It's really nice arrangement. He's got a great voice. And then the second song I checked out was Nick Cage 93. And it uses a lot of the same elements with that kind of chirp noise and the heavy bass run again. So there's not too much diversity from song 1 to song 2. They both sound very similar. Of course, there could be some other songs in his library I didn't listen to where it deviates a little more. I think Hoiston will be very different from Jocelyn, where I think Jocelyn will kind of be in the middle. People will like or not like her music. I think some people are really going to hate this kind of music. And then there's going to be a group who adore this kind of music. Sometimes being divisive can be a good thing. There have been some very divisive entries in Eurovision that end up winning because the people that love them just absolutely love them 100% and will only vote for them. Next, we'll head to the Midwest to check in with Chloe Fredericks and her song Don't Come Back.
Touch the ground, you've let me down. You've let me down.
The song starts very minimal. Her voice kind of reminds me a little bit of Dido early on, but it kind of shifts a little later. Halfway through the song, the chorus really starts to pick up. It becomes a little bit more full sounding, a little soulful, but light too. Sober was the second song, and it was a little more lounge and relaxing. There's kind of some funk piano elements to it. The one thing I would say about both songs that she has is that it's it's all natural, right? 100% organic music right here. I think a lot of people are going to appreciate that sound when many other artists are going to use more vocal and assuming vocal effects are usable, and a lot more kind of electronic sounds in their music. Up for number 7, we've got Jared Lee from Massachusetts and his song Breathe In, Bleed Out. About a minute into this song, I said to myself, is this a Eurovision song? It really sounds like it's ready for the stage. I can see the camera angles as he's performing this. I can see the lighting. It really feels made for a competition like this. If he sends a song exactly like this, I think it's going to translate very, very well. The song itself, again, heavy on the bass, focus on the vocals and kind of minimal, kind of similar to Hoiston from earlier. I really hope these two don't get put in the same group or the same semifinal because they could kind of cancel each other out. The second song, Afterglow, he's featured on the vocals. It's a huge dance EDM banger from, I think Nicky Romero was the artist. I would expect he's not going to send something like that to the American Song Contest. I'm guessing it'll be more like the first song, more like his original music. and less of an EDM song. Next, we're going to take a little bit of a trip to the Rocky Mountains to Utah, Savannah Keys and the song Hypocrite.
I don't practice what I preach, count every calorie and every flaw I see.
Now, this song was released in 2018, so it's fair to say that her style may have changed a little bit since then. When I hear a country pop song with a little plucking banjo and her voice, it does really sound like an older Taylor Swift song. Not that it's a bad thing. Taylor Swift was wildly successful, and that was what put her on the map. The second song was called Superman, and that one felt a little more authentic, a little more of her own kind of style. It was slower, more minimal to highlight her voice. So I'm hoping whatever she ends up sending sounds very authentic to her sound. Or maybe this is a chance for her to reinvent herself and discover her own sound. Next up, we head to Kansas. The artist's name is Broderick Jones, and while I usually only cover 2 songs in each of these videos, for him, I had to make a special exception. He released a song called Pokemon U, which was a trap cover of the original Pokemon theme song. So after hearing that song, and then going to his second track called Bipolar Weather,
Got a Glock 19, little packing ever since the age of 19. Took a shopping cause the shawty wants some nice things.
this is a modern rap track. The song arrangement changes a lot. Sometimes in rap tracks, what you get is kind of just the same measure, and it's just looped 64, whatever, 96 times, whatever it is. And it doesn't really change too much. But in his, it really feels like he takes some elements out, puts some in, takes some out, puts some, arranges them in different ways, along with the different ways he's delivering the vocals. And it sounds really interesting. It really sets itself apart from other rap songs that I've heard, even other rap artists that I've listened to in just investigating this competition. So I think he's got a good chance with that. Then moving on to the third song called XYZ. This is more of an R&B rap track. It's not just about the rap delivery, but also him singing and rapping at the same time. So all 3 of these songs just feel very, very different, but they're all great. And I feel like with that kind of variety, it doesn't really matter what he's going to send. He's going to kill it. And the final artist of this video is Yam House from Minnesota and the song Whatever It Is.
And the record's playing, you're spinning around and round and round and wash away all the things.
Shout outs to Yam House for giving us all that cool information on TikTok from my last video detailing how the voting is working. I'm going to put that right over there for you if you want to check that out. Whatever It Is, this alt pop sound, it's a little more dancey than Courtship, which we saw earlier. I love the second verse. There's this weird little kind of like echoey bell sound that I've even used in some of the music I've produced. I love it. I heard it and I was like, I think I've done something similar to that. Super cool vocals, kind of like Justin Timberlake too, like when you hit that funk phase. I just wanted to get up and dance to it. This was their most recent single. If they send something like this, I'm all on board. I can't wait for that. And then their most played track was the second one I checked out, and that was called The Thrill. This one felt a little more 80s dance funk, and the vocals were kind of pushed back, more like an indie alt pop sound. Whereas I feel like Whatever It Is, it was more vocal focused, more like a traditional pop style song you would hear on the radio. So I think if they send something like Whatever It Is, it will do better. But either way, I can't wait for the track they send. I can't believe it. That is roughly one third of the acts participating in the American Song Contest. We are so close, so close. But even though I don't usually say it in my videos, I will say hit that subscribe button down below and like and comment, because next week I may have something on the horizon, something a little different. Something maybe involving some of these artists, who knows? So you'll have to subscribe to find out, because big things could be coming to the channel soon, and you will want to stay tuned for that.
Think I'm ready to have a good time.
So we will see you all next time. That was a terrible outro. I'm not using that in the future, but I'm going to come up with something.